Hey y'all, it's Melissa from The Little Fourth That Could. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I'm a homeschooling mama of 3 kiddos and a house pig. And most of what I have on my channel is homeschool content, and today is no exception. Today I'm going to tell you about our summer homeschooling plans. So if you're interested in how we homeschool over the summer, or if we homeschool over the summer, stick around. Okay, so first of all, if you're new here, as I said, mostly homeschool content, but some other lifestyle content too, mostly mom stuff though, for sure. That's what you're going to find on my channel. So if you're into that kind of content, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and stick around. And I hope to get to know you. If you're not new here, then you know that I have 3 children. I have 2 rising freshmen in high school. How is that even possible? So yes, I have 2 who just finished 8th grade and will be freshmen in high school, and I have 1 rising 2nd grader. So I do have a big gap with my children, which makes things a little different for us than some families who don't have big gaps, who have kids who are all within closer age range of each other, which I think does make a difference in how you school and what you do and what you don't do. Also, another thing that you should, I feel like it should be something you know about our family, is that I taught in public and private school system for 17 years, and my children went to school with me. Well, my big 2 children went to school with me through the 6th grade. So they went to private school all the way through 6th grade. My little one went to private school through K4, I guess, technically. He did K4 twice because he has a weird birthday. Anyway, so yeah, so they were traditional schoolers for a long time before we became homeschoolers, which I also feel like makes a really big difference in how you school, how you homeschool, when you have children who were used to traditional school versus kids who know nothing else but homeschool. And I'm not saying one is better or worse than the other at all. Trust me, I wish that I had had the guts to homeschool from the very beginning, and my kids say that too. But I wasn't brave enough, one, and circumstances just didn't allow it during certain times of our life. So needless to say, they have not been homeschoolers their whole life, which I think makes a major difference in how you do things when you homeschool. At least for us it has, I feel like, because I feel like a lot of what we do is very different from a lot of the homeschool families that I know, and a lot of the homeschool families that I watch on YouTube are families that have done nothing but homeschool the whole time. And I feel like there are a lot of things that we do that are similar or the same, but there are a lot of things that we have to do differently because our kids are just different because of those experiences. Again, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm not. Actually, I might be saying homeschooling from the beginning is better than the other. But anyway, I digress. So my point is, our homeschool summer might look different from a lot of your homeschool summers, and that's okay. That's the beauty of homeschool, right? We can all do what's best for us and our kids. And that's one of the things that I love the most about homeschooling. So for us, and this is just going to be a chat video, y'all. I don't have anything to show you or anything like that. I'm just chatting with you and talking it out with you. So I have noticed, first of all, my summer homeschool plans video has come out quite a bit after most of the homeschool YouTubers that I know. And I think that's primarily because we use what I like to call a flexible year-round schedule. We school year-round-ish. And so basically what I mean by that is we start our new school year in August, And as far as I'm concerned, we have till July, the following July, to finish everything we intend to finish or accomplish in that school year. And then we're able to take breaks when we need to, take breaks when we want to. Maybe they're traditional break times like Christmas or Thanksgiving, and maybe they're not. Maybe we just have a really bad week. And I think, you know what, next week, we're just gonna go to the beach every day. Or we're just gonna, school Monday and Tuesday and have a beach day on Wednesday. Or maybe tomorrow we're just over it and it's like, you know what, forget it, let's just have a pool day tomorrow. Now, we don't do that a lot by any means, and trust me, I get all of my days in and we get everything we need to accomplish accomplished. But it is nice for me to know that we have some flexibility, and if we just don't get to something today, it is okay. Now, I am very OCD. I'm very much a planner. I like things to be scheduled. I like things to be done on time. So I feel like when I say those things, it makes you think that like we're just unschoolers and we just fly by the seat of our pants, but that is not it at all. Like, I'm still very structured, and I do plan breaks out ahead of time. I would say 99.9% of our breaks are planned out ahead of time. So when I say, oh, when we feel like we just are having a bad day and we don't want to school tomorrow, or we just had a terrible week and we don't want to school next week, that does not happen very often at all. But just knowing that if I need to do that, like in my head, knowing that gives me so much peace, and it makes me not lose my mind when I feel like things are not going like I want them to go. So that is how we school. So once we get towards the summertime, generally speaking, we don't finish everything at the same time. We don't finish all of our subjects at the same time. So subjects sort of fall off as we're going and as we're getting closer to the summer, if that makes sense. And so we don't have as much school to do in a given school day than we did in, let's say, October or August or January even. So I would say that is the difference between what we do in the summertime versus the rest of our school year. So another reason that I'm late with this video is because we took a vacation in June this year, which we never do generally. We generally don't do that. But it was a very special occasion. My aunt and uncle were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, and they have 3 boys who are my cousins. I'm an only child, and so I don't have brothers and sisters, and so I grew up very close to my cousins on both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side of the family. I grew up very close to my cousins, and so my aunt and uncle and their 3 boys and the boys' families rented a beach house here in the city where we live. Well, in the city next to the city where we live, for a week to celebrate their 50th anniversary and to spend some time together, because they all live in different states from each other and from us. And so they invited us to come along as well. They, my oldest, the oldest of those 3 boys has twin girls that are 6 weeks younger than my daughter, and then they have a son who is the same age as my oldest son, and they are very, very good buddies despite us living states away from each other and only seeing each other about once a year. They talk on the phone just about every day, and they're really good friends, and it makes my heart really happy because my husband's an only child too, so my kids don't have any cousins at all, and that's hard for me because, like I said, I grew up so close to my cousins. Anyway, I'm getting off on a rabbit trail. My point was, we went and rented a beach house next to theirs and spent a week at the beach with them, which was so fun and wonderful and nice. And it was one of those moments where several months ago when they said, hey, can y'all do this with us? And because of the way we structure our schedule, our yearly schedule, I could say, I didn't have to like worry, like, what if we're not done with school? What if, I could just say, yes, of course we can do that. So that was really fun and special. And so we did that. And also, if you've seen my Hazel the House Pig video, Hazel is here now. So we're not going anywhere for extended periods of time right now, as Hazel is adjusting to being a house pig, and we're potty training her, and all of those things that come along with having a house pig. It's kind of like getting a puppy. So if you've ever gotten a puppy, you know how time consuming that is, and how important it is to be at home, and all of those things that come along with that. So we're not going a lot of places right now, doing a lot of things, at least not for extended periods of time. So anyway, all that to say, all three of my kids are kind of in different places right now with school. So I'll go from youngest to oldest. So my youngest still has some math and some language arts lessons left. So I think we've got like 6 math lessons left. No, it's the opposite. We've got like 6 language arts lessons left, and we've got like 16 math lessons. And I don't know how we ended up like being so different on that. Anyway, we did. So he does math and language arts every day with me. Well, not every day. Some days we don't do it. I guess I'm going to blame that on Hazel the House Pig, but also I'm working on some other stuff. And so some days I just work. I get up and I start working, and the kids get up and I just keep working. And the next thing I know, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And so we don't school that day. But again, I have flexibility that at this point in our year, when I only have 6 math lessons left, and I know that I've just got to be done before the end of July, then I'm not panicking, because I'm like, I know we're going to get 6 lessons done. My daughter, the only thing she has left is math. Today is her birthday, so I did not make her do her math today because it's her birthday, but she only has 2 lessons left. So she is almost done with her math. So by the end of the week this week, she'll be done with math, and she'll be all the way done. And then my oldest son also only has math left, but he has a lot of math left. I'm not going to get into all that, but so he is probably going to be doing math all the way through July, which we like to try to take the month of July off and not do a whole lot of school in July, but this year it's just not working out that way. I feel like we took more breaks this year than we normally do, so that left us with a little more work in the summer than we would normally have. But again, flexible year-round schooling, that's what we do, and that's why we do it, because I don't feel like I'm in a panic right now, like, oh no, we're not going to finish at all. Also, we started a gather round unit on space like a long time ago, if I'm honest, a long time ago, and we have not finished it. So I really want to finish our gather round space unit before the end of the summer. And so this week we did not do that because we had just gotten back from vacation, and we had just gotten Hazel, and so we've just kind of been consumed with all of that, like unpacking and laundry from trips, and just all the things that come with coming home from vacation, which I still don't think I've caught up on laundry. Anyway, so we've been doing all that, dealing with all that, and so next week we'll probably do some gather round, and I imagine that we might need to do one more week. So like by the first week of July, we should be done with everything, except for my oldest son's math. So we should still have 3 weeks in July where we're probably not going to do any school at all, except for my oldest math. So anyway, that's our summer school plans. Like I said, I'm very OCD. I'm very much type A planner. So my month of July, I will be finishing up planning for the upcoming school year. I also am teaching 2 classes at our co-op next year, which our co-op doesn't start till September. So technically I have July and August to plan for those classes, but again, type A. I am very particular about how I do things, and I like to be prepared, and I like to spend my teaching time wisely. And I guess that comes with having taught in a traditional school setting for 17 years before I started homeschooling. But that's just how I do things, and I guess that's probably how I'll always do things, but it works for me. And I feel like I'm giving my best to my students, which has always been my number one priority, whether I was at a public school or private school or now at a homeschool co-op. I believe all of those children deserve my best teaching and equal teaching. So that's what I do. I don't get paid for teaching at the co-op like I got paid at my other schools, but to me that doesn't matter. That's not why I'm doing it. I do it because I love it, and I do it because the students deserve a good education. Also, it helps that it's fun classes. So I was a music and theater teacher when I was in traditional school, and so that's what I teach at co-op too. I teach a middle and high school musical theater class, which I taught last year. You may have heard me talk about that a little bit on some videos. That was the first year I taught that class at our co-op, and we're doing it again this year, which I'm really excited about. Our show last year was a challenge. We had a lot of things. It felt like it felt like everything was working against us, but we pulled out an amazing show, and I think we sort of blew everybody's minds. I don't think they were really expecting to see the quality production that we were able to give despite all of the challenges that we faced, which is good and bad. It was good for everybody to be super impressed and wowed, but it's bad because I set the bar really high. And so this year we're doing it again. We made a good amount of money to feed our program. So this year we're hoping we can do even better than we did last year. And I'm super excited about it. Musical theater is my first love, my passion. And so it's so fun for me to get to share that and to pass that on to my students. A lot of my students, when they joined that class, they didn't really want to. And now they can't wait for our next year. So that makes my heart really happy. And then I'm also teaching a 3rd through 5th grade general music class this year, which is new for our co-op. Well, I think it's new for our co-op. I think it's new for our co-op since we've been there. It'll be the first time that I've taught that class at this co-op. I think a while ago they had a music class, but it's been a while. So I'm teaching a 3rd through 5th grade class. So that's what I'll be spending the majority of my summer doing, is preparing for those two classes. It's a lot, especially the show. We put on a full-length musical theater production. So I don't know if you know anything about musical theater, but that is a huge undertaking, huge. So it is a lot. It requires a lot of careful planning. It requires a lot of help, and thankfully I have an awesome bestie who helps me. I couldn't do it without her, and some other awesome bestie moms at co-op that have all helped me. They all helped me this past year, and I could not have done it without them. And so I hope they're all signing back up. I know one of them is signing back up for sure. The others may have decided not to help me anymore after what we went through, but I'm hoping they will. Sorry, that door is loud. Anyway, so that's our summer. That's what our summer homeschool plans look like. Nothing special, nothing spectacular, just little things here and there. And then we'll do a lot of reading, which we do all the time anyway. Over Christmas break, over, whatever, we read all the time. So that is our summer homeschooling plans. So if you have special homeschooling plans for the summer, or maybe you don't school at all the entire summer, like maybe you take, I don't know, what is it, like 2.5 months or 3 months that traditional school takes? Maybe you do that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm interested to hear what you do for summer homeschooling or not summer homeschooling. So I'd love to hear that in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.